In the quiet village of Nyama, Okon and Miri lived in a small hut. They were once happy but grew tired of being poor. Their farm gave little food, and their clothes were old and torn. One night, Okon heard of a rich man who granted wealth. He told Miri, and greed filled their hearts. They met the man, known as the Whisperer, near the dark forest. He wore a long black robe and spoke in a soft voice. "Give me your son, and I will make you rich," he said. Miri gasped, but Okon listened closely. Gold shone in the Whisperer's hands. "Decide before sunrise," he warned. Miri held Tun close, feeling his warm breath on her skin. "How can we?" she whispered. Okon clenched his fists. "We struggle every day. With riches, we can have a better life." But Miri's heart ached. She stared at her son, torn between love and greed. As the sky turned pale, Okon made the choice. He carried Tund, who slept peacefully, to the Whisperer. The man smiled and held out his hands. "Your wish is granted." A strong wind blew, and when it faded, Tund was gone. The ground beneath them shimmered with gold. Okon and Miri's home became the grandest in the village. Their farm grew bountiful, their clothes turned to silk. People bowed when they passed, calling them blessed. Yet every night, Miri sat alone, tears falling onto the gold. "Was this worth it?" she whispered. Strange things began to happen. At midnight, the walls creaked as if someone was walking. A child's laughter echoed in the wind. Miri clutched her chest. "Okon, do you hear that?" He shook his head and turned away. But deep inside, fear gripped him. One night, Miri woke to a soft knock at the door. She held her breath. "Who is there?" No answer. The wind howled outside, whispering Tun's name. Her hands trembled as she clutched her blanket. Okon, restless, tossed in his sleep. The next day, the village children ran from their home, screaming. "A ghost! A ghost in the window," they cried. Miri rushed outside, heart pounding. She looked up and gasped. A small handprint stained the dusty glass. "Tund," she whispered. Their gold turned dull, their farm withered. Miri's hair grayed overnight, and Okon's hands shook as he worked. The villagers began to avoid them, whispering behind their backs. "The spirits are angry," the elders murmured. Fear settled in the couple's hearts. Then one evening, Okon saw something that froze his blood. In the dim candlelight, a shadow moved across the room. It was small like a child. "Miri," he shouted. But when she turned, the shadow was gone. Only the whisper of Tun's laughter remained. Miri refused to sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she heard Tund calling, "Mama, why?" His voice was soft but filled with pain. She covered her ears and rocked back and forth. "It's not real," she told herself. But deep down, she knew. Okon sat in the corner, staring at the gold that once brought joy. Now it felt heavy like a curse. "We must undo this," he finally said. Miri turned to him, eyes wide with hope. But how? The Whisperer is gone. Okon had no answer. Desperate, they sought the village elders, bowing low. "Please help us," Miri cried. The oldest elder, Baba Joro, sighed. "A child's soul is pure. You traded purity for greed. Now the spirits are restless." His voice was grim. "Is there no way?" Okon pleaded. The elders exchanged glances. "Maybe, but it comes with great danger." Miri's heart pounded. "We will do anything." The elders nodded. "Then go into the dark forest and find the Whisperer again. But beware, he never gives without taking more." Armed with torches, Okon and Miri ventured into the forest. The trees loomed over them, whispering like old spirits. The wind was thick with sorrow. "Do you hear that?" Miri asked. A faint cry echoed between the trees. "Mama, Papa." Okon's hand shook. "Tund," he called. The whispering stopped. Suddenly, the whisperer appeared, his black robe blending with the night. "You wish to undo what is done?" he asked. His voice sent chills down their spines. "Then make another trade. Take everything back. Give us our son," Mary begged. The whisperer's lips curled. "A soul for a soul." Mary froze. "What do you mean?" The whisperer chuckled. "One of you must take his place." The silence was deafening. Okon stepped back, eyes wide with fear. "No, there must be another way." But the whisperer only smiled. The trees rustled as if laughing. "Choose before sunrise or suffer forever," he said. Miri and Okon stared at each other, knowing one of them had to pay the price. The sky began to lighten. Time was running out. Miri wept. "I will go," she whispered. "I was the one who let it happen." Okon fell to his knees. "Miri, no." But the whisperer raised a hand. "It is done." A gust of wind howled through the trees. When it faded, Miri was gone. Okon collapsed, sobbing. And then, from the shadows, a small figure stepped forward. "Papa?" Tun's voice was soft. Okon looked up, tears streaming. He ran to hold his son, but Tun felt cold, like mist. The villagers say Okon lost his mind that day, forever haunted by what he had done. Some nights, they hear him calling Mary's name. And in the wind, if you listen closely, a boy's laughter still lingers, a warning that greed always comes at a price. In the end, let this tale remind us that he who sells the fruit of his womb for gold will one day eat sorrow with both hands. Let the ears that hear be wise. If this tale has stirred your spirit, like, subscribe, and share so others may learn before it's too late.